A reproduction of King David Kalakaua's coronation uniform debuted today at Iolani Palace. As KITV4's Jeremy Lee shows us, the piece was one of two replicas commissioned to honor the king on what would have been his 185th birthday.
The throne room in Iolani Palace is starting to look a bit more like it did in the 1800s.
It's kind of nice to finally have something for the king. I think the queen's been waiting for her king.
For the first time, a costume reproduction of King Kalakaua's uniform, worn on Coronation Day, is being presented here at the palace. The garment has been recreated in intricate detail by designer Iris Veracruzes, who pored over historical photos and documents for hours on end since the project's inception.
It took more than a year to actually just do the research, to actually finally say, okay, this is what we're going to do.
Veracruzes began searching far and wide to see who best could reproduce the elements from the historical uniform.
The sash that you see, the blue, actually came from France. The belt is actually reproduced by a military company in London. And then the cuffs, the embroideries, were actually done in Pakistan.
And these medallions that adorn the king's coat were forged by a silversmith on the mainland, in Missouri. The curators say it's fitting for such a well-traveled king. Adding to the intrigue, King Kalakaua's Masonic apron is also on display upstairs. The garment is adorned with embroidered Scottish thistles, pyramids, work tools, and other curious Masonic symbols.
I think it helps to bring history even more to life. You see it in a photograph, but to see it there, you can really imagine what it looked like.
The cornerstone for the palace was laid during the king's reign in 1879 with full Masonic rites. A reproduction of it sits outside. The real cornerstone's location is unknown. The exterior of Iolani Palace will remain dressed in period flags and bunting for the rest of the week in celebration. As for the king's coronation uniform and Masonic apron, they will both remain as permanent installations. At Iolani Palace, Jeremy Lee, KITV Island News.
And with that, we want to welcome Jeremy Lee as the newest member of our KITV4 Ohana. You can look forward to his reports moving forward.